If you've been here since day one, the intro to this vlog definitely seems familiar. Yes, I'm back in Boston. I came for the weekend to visit Roberto, but obviously, as most of you guys know, I graduated a year early, so all of my friends in my grade, they're seniors right now. So yesterday we went to Babson. I got into Boston Wednesday night just because there's a storm in Miami. I was supposed to get here Thursday, but I flew in early. Yada yada. And yesterday was Thursday, and we went to Babson. We went to campus. I saw all of my friends. I saw everybody. And now today's Friday. I'm doing work. My dad has a meeting right now, so that's why I'm like taking a 5-minute break. And we're just gonna do work all day long. Tonight we have dinner with Roberto and his roommates and their girlfriends, so the 6 of us. And then what are we gonna do tonight? I think we're gonna go out tonight, maybe. But it's been so nice to be back in Boston. I missed both the city and just campus, seeing my friends, everything. So it's like I never left. It's like we're back in college for the weekend. So that's what this week's vlog is about. Hi, by the way.
I don't know what to do. I think he's just having an exam tomorrow, just and like freaking out. We broke up, and I'm pretty sure she was talking shit about me. I ought to get a don't want to do from my bed today. But they make fun of me, and I wish I could go back in time and change things. And yeah, that's what I would do. Just don't quote me on that.
I'll be what you need. Show me your side. I don't know why I'll be what you need. Show me your side. I don't know why I'll be what you need. Show me your side.
As you guys can tell, I'm back in Miami. I was actually editing this week's episode today, and I realized that I really didn't talk to you guys much when I was in Boston. So first, I'm going to really quickly just recap everything that happened during the weekend, and then we'll get into this week's topic, which is handle with care,
which is anything that has to do with body image and how we feel about ourselves. And we'll get into that conversation. But before, let's just recap about Boston. First of all, I'm sorry that I didn't really talk to you guys when I was there. I don't even know. Like, I was with Roberto, and just when I'm with him, I don't want to film. Like, I don't want to pick up my camera and have it filming us. Like, I just really want to be in the moment and like be with him. I feel like I've already told you guys that, but I promise that I'll get better at like finding the balance for whenever I'm with him. But as I told you guys, I flew in a day early. So I flew in Wednesday night. That's when we went to go get dumplings. And then Thursday was probably my favorite day of the entire trip, just because that's the day we went back to Babson. I never thought that I was going to go back to Boston or Babson this soon, or like anytime within the first year after graduation. You know, like I thought the first time I was going to go back to Boston or Babson, it was going to be like for college reunions and things like that. But with Roberto doing his master's there, I now get to go a lot, and I'm going to be going a lot for the next year. So that was definitely my favorite part, just going back to college. I feel like it would have been a very different experience if I had gone back a couple of years later when none of the people that I went to college with would have been there. But the fact that I got to go back this year, which means that all of my friends who are seniors, because I'm supposed to be a senior right now, and all of the people that I spent the past 3 years with are there, that made it so much better. Like seeing everybody, like it was literally going back to college, like a glimpse of what should be my life right now, which is being a senior in college. So I don't know how to explain it properly, but it was such a roller coaster of emotions. It was very overwhelming. I absolutely, obviously loved seeing my friends, seeing Gami, seeing Sia, after not seeing them for a couple of months during the summer. Like I said, I didn't think that I was going to see them this soon, but I'm obviously really grateful that I got to see my best friends, and then just seeing like everybody, like I said, like even acquaintances, and everybody was so happy to see me there too, which I felt really just like happy about and like a lot of gratitude. And it was very exciting. Everybody, whenever they saw me, they were like, what are you doing here? Like, you just graduated. Like, what? Like, what are you doing here? But we all agree with the fact that it felt very familiar. Like, I should have been there. Like, it wasn't weird to see me there because I should be there, but it was like, you graduated. So, like, what are you doing here? But everybody was really excited to see me. So that was really exciting for me, just to get like really like warmly embraced by everyone, if that makes any sense. So seeing everybody was so much fun. Like I said, not just my friends, but everybody that I went to college with. So it really, really was reliving college and going back to college for a day and for a weekend. So that was Thursday night. And then Friday, that's the day that I talked to you guys. We did a lot of work. We went out with my friends. That was a lot of fun. We got kicked out of the place. That's a long story. But great night. And then Saturday, we were obviously really tired from going out and everything that happened. So we slept in. We went to go get bagels at Newbury at this coffee place that I had never been to before, but the bagels were so good. And then that was with Roberto and his roommates and their girlfriends, who I'm friends with. And after that, Roberto and I just walked around Newbury. We bought a couple of things. I did a little shopping, and we just like walked around, spent the day. I love Boston. I love Newbury. I love Beacon Hill. I think it's such a beautiful city. So really just spending the weekend how I used to spend it was amazing. We went to all of my favorite spots. We obviously went to Tate. If you've been here for a minute, you know what Tate is. You know how obsessed I am with it. Obviously, I went twice during the weekend. And then Saturday night, I don't think we did much. Like, we just watched a movie and hung out with a couple of friends, but like it was very chill. Sunday, Roberto and I went to the museum. I didn't really film anything on Sunday. That was our last day together. So we went to the museum. We went to the science museum. He had never been, but I had been before, but we wanted to go together. And it was so much fun because he's like a little kid at museums. I love going with him to museums and art galleries and things like that. He is like a little kid and I love it. It makes me really happy. He was so excited to see the dinosaur section and like the tech section. I was more excited for like the animals and the human body section just because I work in the medical field. So the museum was great. We had lunch with Gami that day at Tate and walked around. He took me to this place I think that's the last place that you guys see in the vlog where you can see like the view of Boston with, I don't know if that's the ocean or a lake. I don't know. I don't know if that's an ocean or a lake, but the sunset was hitting. It was turning nighttime, so the buildings were lighting up. We had a very cute little moment there. and I cooked for him that night. I did not film that either. Like I said, I just wanted it to be like an us moment without cameras and me worried about setting up the angle properly and things like that. It was very cocky of me that I cooked tacos for him because he's Mexican. Okay, so his taste buds are professionally trained for tacos. He said he loved them. I don't know if he's lying, but he wants me to keep cooking for him. Because, hey guys, I think I'm a pretty good cook, and now my boyfriend can agree with that. Or maybe he's lying to me. But I want to think, and I choose to think that he's not lying and that I'm actually a really good cook. And that was my whole weekend. I just wanted to recap it really quickly because like I said, I realized I didn't really talk about it much. And I flew back to Miami Monday morning super early. My flight was at 6 a.m. But because of the hurricane and everything, they pushed it back until like 8 a.m. And now we're back in Miami. So that was the weekend. 10 out of 10. It was so great for so many reasons. Like I said, the overwhelming roller coaster of emotions. It was just insane. I loved it. I loved going back to college, and I am really excited that I get to do that again. I don't know if I'm going to go to Babson necessarily whenever I go back to Boston, just because he doesn't have Friday classes. So that's like the only reason I was on campus was because I moved up my flight. But the next couple of trips are going to be just to Boston, which I am just as excited for. So that's enough of the weekend. So let's get into this week's topic and everything that we're going to talk about. You guys saw it's for Handle with Care. If you're new here, that means we're talking about body image, confidence, how to feel good in our own skin. And this episode, I'm just going to say it, trigger warning for anybody struggling with eating disorders, body dysmorphia, body image issues, mental health. I just wanted to put that out there before I started talking. But I am going to tell you guys how I've been feeling about my body recently. And it's going to be a very honest episode about everything that's been going through my head and all of the changes that I've been experiencing with my body. If you've been here before, you know that I struggled with an eating disorder for a couple of years in like when I was like 18, 19, around that time, maybe a little bit earlier, like 17, 18, 19, around that time, multiple different kinds of eating disorders and body dysmorphia. And I finally got to a really good place with my body, both physically, like I liked the way my body looked, but at the same time, I realized that it's not the most important thing in the world and that I would rather eat 3 meals a day and keep myself healthy than worry about my looks. Because when I used to worry a lot about my looks, I was destroying myself basically through everything that I was doing to myself, from not eating to going to the bathroom after meals. That's not a healthy thing. So I changed the mindset. I started prioritizing my health. I started eating a lot, eating healthy, and it was good. Like I was at a really good place with my body, had a really good relationship with it. All was good, you know, but that was when I was living in Boston. That was when I was cooking for myself, when I wasn't I wasn't eating out a lot. I wasn't going to a lot of restaurants. I was really cooking at home for myself. I chose, the kind of meals that I made, things like that. And I would try to eat very healthy. I was eating super clean, super healthy, super good. So that's why I always stayed in shape in a way without having to go to the gym. Like I never hit a gym before now that I do. And that's just because I was like, there's no need for me to go to the gym. Like I like the way my body looks, and it was all through the way that I was eating, which was always 3 meals a day. But like I said, just really healthy things like that. So it's been 4 months since that happened. It's been 4 months since I graduated from college, since I left Boston. And during these past couple of months, I have traveled a lot. I've been to Mexico twice. We went to Disney for my birthday. We went to Japan for a month. Roberto has been here a couple of times, which always means going to dinners, going to restaurants, eating out, things like that. And in Japan, honestly, during my trip to Japan, I don't regret it, but I stuffed my face with every single thing that I saw in Japan, just because when am I going back to Japan? It's going to be a couple of years before I go back to Japan. And I love Japanese food. It's one of my favorite types of cuisine. So I was like, I need to eat everything that I see. So I was literally stuffing myself just because I wanted to try everything, not binge eating in any way. Just wanted to try everything. So I did. I tried all of the desserts. I didn't deprive myself from anything. And in any other trip that I've done, whether it's to Mexico or Roberto coming here or things like that, I've been eating a lot. And eating a lot of the things that I normally wouldn't eat when I was cooking for myself in Boston. Now that I'm living at home and living in Miami, Miami is a very big city with a lot of good restaurants and really good food. And my family and I, we love going out to eat. This is not something that I was doing in Boston by myself. I wasn't going to restaurants by myself, but with my family and with my parents, with my sister, we go to restaurants all the time. Whether it be like during the week, we order food from really good restaurants, or during the weekend, we definitely go to at least 2 restaurants during the weekend. Maybe 3, sometimes 4. Like, we just love trying different foods, going to restaurants. It's amazing. And the problem with that I've been like struggling with a little bit is that I have obviously the option of choosing, like if we go to a restaurant, I have the option of choosing between a branzino with broccoli or a really good pasta. So obviously I'm going to go for the really good pasta. I've been choosing to eat the very unhealthy things, which there's nothing wrong with that. I do love eating unhealthy. I love it. I love my snacks. I love my candy. Speaking of snacks, now that I'm working at the office by myself, there's a lot of food at the office. There's a lot of snacks. I have a lot of snacks at the office. So I've been eating a lot more. And like I said, with restaurants and everything, I've been choosing what I eat, which is obviously the most delicious type of meal. Because hey, if you really put me to pick between like a branzino and a really bomb pasta, or like a bomb tower of French fries and then a pizza and then a pasta, I'm choosing that option instead of just the branzino with broccoli. So it has been my choice, the way that I've been eating, but it's very different to the way that I used to eat. And I've gained a couple of pounds. I don't know how many pounds I've gained, but I know in kilograms. I've gained 5 kilograms since graduating. So in 4 months, I've gained 5 kilograms, which is not an absurd amount. I think if you convert that to pounds, I think it's like 10 or 12 pounds in 4 months, which there's nothing wrong with that, but my body has definitely changed. It doesn't look the same way that it used to 4 months ago. I'm not saying that I don't like the way that it looks, but it is different. And I've been like struggling a little bit with it, just feeling like I don't look as good as I used to 4 months ago. The fact that I've gained those 5 kilograms does make me feel like I need to lose them, and like I let myself go, and like I just don't look the same way that I used to. And I've been having a little bit of a hard time with that, to be completely honest. I've talked about this before, but one of my biggest insecurities has always been my stomach. And that is the first place that I will gain weight in. So my stomach is not looking the way that I like it to look, and it's not looking the way that it looked 4 months ago, to be honest with you. I have a nice butt now though. And now I do. Now I have a little something going on. So I'm like happy about that. Not gonna lie, I'm happy about that. But like I said, my stomach, which has just been always my biggest insecurity, I'm like, okay, well, it's not what I like it to look like. So that has made me feel a little bit insecure whenever I wear a bathing suit and we go to the beach, or where I have to wear a crop top. Like, I haven't been wearing crop tops or things that show my stomach just because I don't feel comfortable with it again. I just hit a number on the scale. I weighed myself, which is something that I don't normally do, but I weighed myself and I hit a number in the scale, which was a little triggering for me, because that number, I have not weighed that since before my AD. Like, the last time I weighed that was when I gained so much weight in boarding school. That's the last time that I weighed that. And it was a little triggering and a little scary for me, honestly, to see that weight on the scale, because the last thing that I want to do is go back to any kind of eating disorder. That's not an option for me. I'm not going to do that. So even though I have been struggling with just the way that I look and the way that I feel about it, I know that going back is not an option for me. I know that I love myself way too much, and I care about my health and my well-being way more than I care about the way that I feel about my looks. At the end of the day, everything that I've told you guys is true, and I do firmly stand by it. It's just looks. It's just the way that you look. the most important thing here is your health and your well-being. So it has not even crossed my mind to do that, but I just wanted to share this with you guys and be like truthful and honest about it because it happens. Like the people that talk to you about feeling confident and the people that talk to you about feeling great, sometimes they don't feel great. And I think it's okay to be honest about it. And I think it's okay not to feel good with yourself 24/7. Nobody does. Nobody does. Like I said, even the people that tell you and encourage you to feel good about yourself and encourage you to be confident and things like that, which is something that I try to do here in this show. Even I sometimes just don't feel great with myself. So it's okay to like admit it. It's okay if you're going through a period of time where you don't feel your best, but the answer is not an eating disorder. That's not the answer. I don't feel good right now, like I said, but I'm going to the gym. I'm trying to eat healthier now that I'm aware of it. Now when I go to restaurants, I'm choosing to eat the healthier option, but eating is always the priority. Not eating is not going to happen. Like that's not an option for me. I'm gonna keep eating 3 full meals a day. I'm just gonna be more conscious about what I'm eating. I'm gonna start going to the gym now to help in the process. I'm finding so many other alternatives, but not eating, suppressing food, that's not an option for me, and it shouldn't be an option for you too. Like I said, everybody goes through it. There's times where you're going to feel really good about yourself. There's times where you're going to gain a couple of weight for whatever reason it is, and you might not feel good about it, but that's not the answer. That's not the way to go about it, because you need to love yourself way more internally, like who you are as a person, than love this outsider shell that we live in. Our bodies are just the thing that carries us to experience all the things in the world. But who we are is what's inside. That's who you are. Your body is just a tool to help you live in this world and experience all the things that the world has to offer. So you need to take care of it because it can give out and it can get sick and you can hurt it. So that's the mindset that you need to have, that if you're not feeling good, find other alternatives and understand that there's way more to life than just your physical appearance. And another thing that I've been doing, which has kind of helped a little bit, is embracing it in a way. At first, I freaked out. At first, I was like, oh no, I've gained weight. I don't feel good about it, but I'm not going to go back to the things that I used to do. So let me just start eating healthier. Let me go to the gym, which I thought was important to share just to show that everybody goes through it. Everybody has their moments where they're not feeling as good, but that's just not an option. Not eating is just not an option, and it shouldn't be an option for you either. So drill that in your brain. It's not an option. We're going to find other alternatives. But something that has really helped me is embracing it in a way. Like I look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, okay, your body does look a lot different than it used to 4 months ago. But hey, we have a nice butt now. So let's appreciate the nice butt that we have now. And okay, your stomach might not look as good as you think, because beauty is subjective. Your stomach might not look as good as you think, but it still has its thing going on. You still look good. You're still bomb. You're still fly. Everything's great. You look great. You look amazing. It's a new body. It's a new era. We're looking different. We're looking good. Like I am feeding myself all of these things. I am telling myself all of these things. And it has been working a little bit to the point where now I'm still going to keep eating healthy and I'm still going to keep going to the gym. But I have just accepted like, okay, my body changed and I don't know, maybe I'm going through like my second puberty. I don't know if that's actually a thing or not. Somebody please confirm or deny that in the comments. But I'm like, it is what it is. We're in a new era. We look different, but we look great still. We always look great. And I'm teaching myself every single day that just because it looks different doesn't mean that it's not as beautiful. That just because it's not what I ideally think of my body, it doesn't mean that it doesn't look great. I can love it with this new change. I can embrace it, and I can still think of myself that I look beautiful, that I look great, and feel just as confident as I used to before. So I'm working on that right now. I'm working on that self-talk. I'm working on that self-love. And now I'm starting to like it. I'm starting to love it. I'm not fully there yet, but I'm starting to really like the way that my body looks now. I don't necessarily want to go back to how it looked 4 months ago. I'm starting to like the way that it looks now. It's just different. It's not worse or better. It's just different. So that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about in today's episode. I wanted to, first of all, be completely and brutally honest with you guys, tell you how I'm feeling, tell you everything that has been going on with me and my body recently, and the ways that I've been coping with it, the ways that I've been dealing with it, and the ways that I've gotten myself to really just like the way that I look now. Despite the gaining weight and everything, I'm feeling good. Like I said, I'm going to keep working on it and keep practicing it so that I can 100% absolutely love it and feel super confident about it and feel really good in a bikini. But I hope that helped you if you've, I don't know, gained weight or you don't feel as good about your body right now as you used to. I hope that everything that I just said helped and you were able to maybe relate and find ways in which you can embrace it as well. But definitely, please don't go back. If you're someone that has recovered and you've gained weight, the answer is not going back. The answer is just learning to love it. And it takes a little bit of time and you don't feel really good, but understand that that's okay. Like, not everyone has to feel perfect and super confident 24/7. You're gonna have your ups and downs in the way you feel about yourself, but the downs are no reason to go back. The downs are no reason to start an ED. The downs are no reason to stop caring about your health and your well-being. The downs are moments in which you really have to hug yourself and value yourself for what's on the inside and learn to love how it looks now. And it's little by little, every day. I tell myself that in the mirror every day. I've been doing that for like the past month and a half of, you look good, you look great, it's different, but let's embrace it. It looks fly, everything that I just told you guys. So it's possible, but don't give up. Don't go back or don't start. So that's it. That's me being honest about what I've been going through and how I've been coping with it, and I really hope that it can help someone. So I just wanted to do this episode, and I love you guys, and I will see you guys next week.